After talking about Gallus a while ago, it's now time for another of the young six. And I've chosen every creature's favorite hyperactive hippogriff girl, Silverstream, the supposed element of laughter of her generation, or how I like to call it, element of curiosity or positivity. At least in her case. The first time we see her is in School Ways Part 1, where she enrolls into the School of Friendship together with the creatures that should become her best friends. And we immediately see why I like to call her the element of curiosity. She is very excited to meet all the creatures she never saw before, and why wouldn't she be? She spent most of her life underwater, and these things are actually new to her. She also is the one who is the most excited for actual class, at least until she and the others realize how boring the EEA guided lessons are. Which leads us to another part of her personality. Our dear hippogriff is gullible. Smolder and Gallus tell her and the others that they take a mental health break, and they buy it immediately, which I would normally call gullibility, but in this case, with these boring classes, every creature would enjoy taking a break from them, so I don't blame the young six for it. But our focus is still Silverstream. Her positive attitude makes her connect with the other young six very easily. Every friend group needs a bubbly one, and Silverstream embodies the concept perfectly, even if that incites others a little bit to take risks, like when they pick up the non-flying creatures, which leads to the whole incident of crashing into the school, which leads to the naysayers shutting it down. Which then again, like with Gallus, leads to the proof that you don't really need school to learn about friendship. The young six became friends through their differences. This is proven by them running away and hiding at the castle of the two sisters together. And like I mentioned back when I talked about our loyal Griffin boy, they are pioneers of friendship, which was only possible because of their young and prejudice-free minds. One other thing in this scene is once again her curiosity. She is hella excited by which is adorable, but up till now her only real character trait. She has learned a little about friendship though, together with the other young six of course. The next thing we get to hear about her is in Surf and or Turf, where we get to know Silverstream's family better. Her brother Terramar, who deserves his own video, as well as her father Skybeak, who we already saw in her first episode, and her mother Oceanflow. But they aren't the focus here either. It's the girl herself, with the next major appearance being in Non-Compete Clause, in which she's excited for the field trip with her teachers and stays like that even through the competing of them, which still shows her optimistic nature, even when in a pickle. But she is able to think quick, if needed, when she acts fast to save Yona from drowning. And of course, the point of the episode still exists, which includes showing the teamwork capabilities of all of the young six. She makes a few background appearances here and there, but the next one where we can see a bit more of her character is in A Matter of Principles, where she tells us that she loves the combination of learning and fun, but we know by now that she kinda is like Fluttershy on that matter.
Yes, I love everything.
She still is only an average student though, but it's cute how she interacts with Gallus. I ship it. And her gullibility is visible once again, when she believes that there really was a ghost when Discord is up to his shenanigans. The next episode was really important to Gallus, but the things we get to know about Silverstream aren't nothing either. Even though it's mostly about the holiday of the 3 Days of Freedom celebration. It gives us a lot of insight on the life of the hippogriffs in general, but not much more on her personality, even though she proves her friendship together with the others, but we all know that by now. The next one though, oh it's important alright. In What Lies Beneath we get to see her deepest fear, the reasonable fear of the Storm King who forced her race into hiding for years. I would even say that this counts as a trauma. And who can blame her? They were forced to escape underwater because of a tyrant. And back when these events transpired, she most likely still was very young. But she's able to overcome the fear with the help of Gallus. I still ship it. Anyway, this was a pretty monumental moment in the life and development of the usually so chipper hippogriff. We also get to see her love for plumbing in that episode. In the following season finale, this girl still hasn't suspected anything from Cozy. She was completely fooled, which doesn't even show her gullibility, because every creature was fooled by Cozy. So I once again can't blame her, even if she trusts really fast at times. Her optimism is one of her most redeeming qualities after all. Now, let's move on to the next season, starting with Uprooted. We immediately start with something big. Her dream. The dream of becoming the first non-Pegasus Wonderbolt, which would be awesome, but we sadly don't see it happen in the future episodes. Later, she is shown painting in a style that for some reason reminds me of Impressionism. Don't take my word for that, I am no good at art. But I like hers. And she says that her art carries emotions, which really feels to me like she could have a future in arts or design. but she also has a few faults. I mean, who hasn't? And the one I mean is her being insensitive about Jonas looks, stating,
You look so weird.
which could be seen as an insult, but I would see it more as bluntness, which can be good or bad depending on the situation. Another episode in which we can learn a lot about her is Student Council. We can see her trying to figure out how to explain things like towels to her siblings, who never been on land, which shows that she cares deeply for her family. But the thing that is more interesting is that we get to see that she is very studious, if need be. In this case, when she goes into the Everfree Forest and learns new things about cockatoos. This also lets us see her adventurous spirit, and that she isn't afraid to take risks to get to her goal, which is admirable to a certain extent. So like the previous bearer of the same element, this character may be smarter than she lets on at first. There aren't many more appearances of hers that tell us more about her character, but her helping evacuating the School of Friendship is proving that she is responsible and cares for others while keeping her cool in a serious situation. I know this stands true for all of the Young Six, but it's still worth mentioning. The last thing we see of her is her older self in her last problem, being in future Ponyville. We don't see her doing some job in particular, but my headcanon is that she, together with some of the other Young Six, has become a teacher at the School of Friendship, being the next generation of elements and all. And she could teach arts. But this is it. That's all we have for her without including the comics. So what do you think about her? Did the development I described seem reasonable to you? How would you call her version of the element? Curiosity? Optimism? Positivity? Or something entirely different? Who out of the Young Six is your favorite? Let me know, like, comment and subscribe if you enjoy my content, and until next time for the bronies, bony fellas, and bye.